Joash was able to build an altar for the God of Baal, not God of Israel. He is a priest who was perverted. He began to become a priesthood of darkness instead of a priesthood of light. He was an Israelite who has been turned into Baal worship. And built, remember, he is now a priest. And he builds an altar for the god of Baal. Now look at this in verse 1 of the book of Judges. The Bible began by introducing us something. That's why I told you, mark something in the book of Numbers, where we were reading. Verse 1. Then the children of Israel did evil in the sight of the Lord. What did they do? They did evil. Evil means they broke the covenant. They are not in line with the covenant. Why were they not cast in the time of Balak and Balaam? There was no wickedness found in Jacob. That is why no sorcery or divination was supposed to work. So, sorcery and divination is the way of bringing influence of darkness. So did not work. Witchcraft did not work against Jacob because there was no iniquity found in him. So he was straight. He did not break the law of God. There was no iniquity found in him. That is why the priests of darkness ended up blessing them because there was no iniquity. God did not permit Balaam to cast them. So Balak was frustrated. Even after paying all that price, even after committing himself to make sure he weakened them spiritually, there was no iniquity. There was no iniquity found in Jacob. And therefore Jacob could not be cast. Therefore Jacob could not be cast. So no forces of darkness can be invoked in the lives of people that are covenant keeping. If you become a covenant-keeping man, a covenant-keeping woman, you walk in the line with the word of God. It doesn't matter what the witch doctors will try. Doesn't matter what the diviners will try. No divination against Jacob if there is no iniquity found in him. So when you walk in the right way, the evil one will not have power over your life. So all forces that are invoked to reign in the land, they will not reign in your territory because there is no evil found in you. There is no sin found on you. There is no power of darkness found in your life. So you will be free. So they tried to cast the children of Israel. They could not be cast because the one that God has blessed cannot be cast. I say the one that God has blessed cannot be cast. Now look at this. The children of Israel now sinned against God. And that is where they left now an opening. Once you break the covenant of God, you become a sinner. You break the law of God. Then you open your door for demonic manipulation, for demonic attack. So when demons are invoked to come in the land, they can touch you. They can touch your life. They can bring a covering of darkness over you because they have been invoked. And there is a room in your heart. There is a room in your life for the demonic world to come and begin to influence you. Now they did evil. So the Lord delivered them into the hand of Midian for 7 years. 7 years. They are in the hands of Midian. And now what happened? The hand of the Midian prevailed. So once God allows the devil to take over, he will prevail. And what happened to them? They were brought so low. They built strongholds. They built all this in the mountains. You can see all this. They're trying to do things, but they could not work. They could not work in that land at that time because God had handed them over for 7 years. So they were brought so low. So low. The children of Israel, anytime they plant, the Midianites would come with the multitude of their cattle, multitude of their camel. They were like locusts who would feed on their harvests. And the children of Israel were afraid. No one challenged the Midianites. When there is no altar of God strong to invoke his power to come, there is no covenant. No one challenges darkness. There are some forces that are not being challenged for many years. They keep on building. They keep on establishing. And the right people who are supposed to be strong, they are hiding in caves. They go to build strong ones in the mountains, but they are running away from the enemy. No challenge. There are some things that have been allowed to reign in families. Nobody has ever challenged them. The funny thing in the spiritual realm, any covenant that is not revoked, it works, it operates. Any altar that has never been denied, engagement in darkness that has never been denied, access to your life will continue to access your life. You must renounce them. So if you don't renounce, that's why God did not just wake up and tell Gideon, Gideon, now you are very strong, go and fight. He said, go back and demolish the altar. God knows the problem is the altar. And God could not demolish. So you don't then go and come and demolish all the altars of the devil. You are the one to demolish. You cannot tell God, come and build the altar for yourself. You are the one to build the altar for God. So you cannot tell God to come and demolish the altars. You are the one given assignment. Even when they were sent to the land of Canaan, they were told, go and bring down their high places, their worship, their shrines, their altars. Bring them down and establish mine. So you are the one to demolish. You are the one to challenge the unchallenged altars. You are the one to challenge or break the unbroken covenant with darkness. The ties that your family has. The ties that your people have. Now look at this. They made the children of Israel go very low. So Gideon was a mighty man of valor. God did not hand him power when he came. The Midianites cried to God. I say prayer begins activation of what? The covenant. Prayer. They cried. The children of Israel crying to God because of their Midianites when they were tortured. Prayer activates the altar. Activates the covenant. So what happened? God remembers his covenant. And what did he do? He sent a prophet. And when he sent a prophet, he told them what they have done. And when they understood what they have done, then from there now, God begins a process of recovery or restoring the people to himself. And there, he raises a man from the same house that brought trouble. The house of priesthood that brought trouble. The house of Joash. He had built the altar of Baal and given Baal power. The Baal, who was the god of Midian, power to reign in the land of Israel, and empowered the Midianites against the Israelites. The altar that is strong in a city. Those people who subscribe to it, they shall dominate. It is the altar that determines. So if the demonic altar is strong in a city, the demonic people will thrive. The reason why you see, even in politics, dirty people are chosen to represent people, evil people, dark people. It's because the strong, the altars of their fathers, of their communities, they are still active and they have never been demolished. And they serve them, and they service them, and they run to them. Because the church now is in a place of hiding. We have not opened our eyes to challenge and destroy that which is destroying our land. We run away from it. That's why darkness has the power to reign in some communities. Some communities, they have never seen light. Some regions have never seen light. Why? The power of darkness is still reigning. Because the light has not been introduced. That means the order of God is not there, because nobody has ever raised in that community to challenge those altars. Nobody has raised in that family that built those altars to bring them down. Some altars are demolished by the same people who built them. The same blood, the same priesthood that was perverted. That's the funny thing about this. Now, that's why God did not raise another one outside the family of Joash. He rose somebody, God, and to anoint someone from the same family that perverted to be right. So some demonic altars introduced by some families will be challenged and totally be subdued by the same blood that rises from that family and bring it down. That is why they try every way to make sure that everybody becomes like the brother, everybody becomes like the sister. They don't want to pervert that way they were brought, because their power knows once somebody rebels, I will be cut out. So they are kept in the same lineage. They are kept in the same. But when you see a family rising, people who are believers, they know God. Even others who are left in darkness. Those who are in darkness will come to those who are in light. Because those in light will destroy the altars and will bring them down. And you will be supported by those who are in darkness. Whoever has the altar that is reigning is the one who is supported. If the altar goes down, your influence goes down, because the invocation, the place of invocation and the place of contact in the realm of the spirit, which is the spirit of power, the realm of power is cut off. So Joash and introduced the altar. So Gideon is told, arise, mighty man, with that strength of yours. Remember, Gideon is complaining. If you were there, where is the might, where is the power that we saw? Our father told us. He has not seen the power. So he stood, arise with this might. Remember, he is called the mighty man of valor. They say, how can you call me mighty and I am what? The smallest. Even my family is the smallest. I come from the clan that is smallest, that is the Manasseh clan, and I am also the smallest. I am the smallest of all. But God did not look at that. Say, arise with the might that you have and go and deliver the children of Israel from the hands of Midianites. Then he is given instructions on what he is supposed to do. To demolish the altar. To demolish the altar that his father built. So you can easily succeed in the spiritual journey when you understand the cause of the problem that is reigning in the physical realm. When you begin to understand it and get that revelation, you are able to conquer and you are able to rule. So Gideon is given a revelation that it's your father who built an altar and gave to the god of Baal. And that is the same place I want you to go and build me an altar in a proper arrangement. So that altar is an altar that was perverted. So he wanted something in that spatial arrangement, in a proper arrangement. So it was built in the right place, but in the wrong way. So I want it arranged. So even the altar as a design of God, I want it to be arranged like this. But mirrored me another altar in the same place in arrangement. Then there is something in a proper arrangement. That is something that is very unique in the things of the Spirit. I want it, but in a special arrangement, in a proper arrangement, the way I want it. Now I say, take 7-year bull from your father, and then you take 2 of them. That means first and second bull. The first bull was to demolish the altar. The second bull was to establish another altar. So there are some people who just rise with their mouth and say, I demolish that altar, I bring it down by fire, by thunder. Seeing and seeing, but it will be there. It is demolished by the way of sacrifice, through instruction, and built again in a way of sacrifice, through instruction. So you must hear God. He knows what went wrong and what which was introduced. If the spiritual things are so, the way we confess, the way we say, by confessing, by singing them, I want to tell you, many people will be very far, very far, very far. So not unless you understand the cause or the forces that are reigning in the land, you may not bring them down. So Gideon was given that revelation. So look at Gideon now himself. He is running away from the Midianites, hiding, and he is able to prepare little wheat. He was hiding them from the Midianites. Then he was doing them in the wrong place. He was not in the threshing floor. He was preparing them where? In the wine press. So the wheats are not supposed to be in the wine press. They are supposed to be in the threshing floor. You can see now wrong things. Once you are at this place, you begin placing things in the wrong places. You begin to establish things in the wrong order. Because the altar is in the wrong arrangements, you will begin to do things in the wrong arrangements. So you see, God saw the altar is not in the right arrangements. Yeah, that is why you can see there is confusion in what Gideon is doing. I don't want to enter into details of that. He is putting the wheat in the wine press, and instead of the threshing floor, it is in the wine press.